Are you all ready to join me today in our trip to outer space?
Come along quietly or not.
I will talk to you of art. For there is nothing else. Some artist made a hook.
Yes.
Bite upon it.
Classy. And now, without further ado,
Hello, folks. Before we get into the podcast, I just want to clear something up. During our conversation in the coming podcast, Gillian, Isaac, and I get into a conversation about Andre Rand, otherwise known as Cropsey from Staten Island. In the podcast, I refer to him as a molester. He never got convicted of any of that. He was a convicted serial killer and kidnapper and suspected molester. I also thought that he had died, but he is still alive, serving time in prison, and is up for parole in 2037. So I got some of my facts a little screwy. Other than that, this is a killer episode, and I hope you enjoy it.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, I don't know. If you got a reason, like, you could dress up any way you want every day, and nobody would question it. I mean, I don't know if you remember, I used to dress in my reindeer clothes just because I wanted to.
I do remember that.
But people questioned it. And it's like, dude, you spend so much money on that fucking shit just to wear it, like, one time a year? Get the fuck out of here. Shit's not cheap.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're walking around ESU looking like Helga, people are gonna question. They're gonna be like, "What?" They're not used to it. And you hung out with like Vikings too, so
I did.
it helped.
Yes, it was awesome.
All right.
Still do.
You do. All right, so now we can start. So what's that?
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if it was.
It is, but
cool.
we could officially.
Yeah.
Could officially say that this is the Planet Shivers podcast, and I'm Albert Shivers. I got my sister from another Mr. Gillian, and my brother from a Jewish mother, Isaac.
Hello. Yes.
And we're going to talk in the attic, the first podcast in the attic. It's just awesome. I'm excited to be recording up here finally. The first thing we're going to cover, I had a recent art gallery show. They write your bios for you. Normally an art gallery you write it yourself. And you kind of have a little bit of control over what is said about you if you want to have control over what's said about you. But I think that the middle paragraph of what they wrote about me is weird and amusing.
It was a little strange, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of nice that they do it for you, because it's always a bitch doing your own bio, and you gotta talk about yourself in third person. You gotta be like, I'm so great, check out my beautiful work.
Yeah.
What word would I use to describe this?
Do you remember the artist Chris Frantz?
Mm-hmm.
So, I had an art show at the living room,
That is.
and I wrote my bio in a first person. And I was like, this is my bio. I am Albert. And da-da-da-da-da-da.
Alright.
And he like made it a point. He's like, I'm glad you wrote it in the first person. Because it felt weird writing about myself in the third person.
It does, but they say that that's the proper way to do it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just like, it is refreshing when you just write in first person, because it's like, this person is clearly writing about themselves. They're not pretending any way around it.
Now what I have done is for any like magazines or like websites that I've been interviewed for, I will quote those. Like now my bio is like one paragraph, like a first person. Then I quote like two things that were written about me. This way it's not all first person.
Well, it kind of like gives you more credit too if you have something to reference yourself that's been
that isn't
published.
me, and it's not me writing it, it's somebody else, and it's proven that this is who wrote it.
I think that's cool.
So
Look at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening. But we'll go to this bio. I didn't mean that as like a backdoor brag.
No, it's just I think it's great because I watched you grow from the get go, and you got
Yeah,
people,
no, you've been.
now you're published and shit.
You're on the ground floor.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
I know, it's happening. Things are happening. So the middle, I guess, I mean, I could read the whole thing. It's not that long. So
Yeah, start from the beginning.
this is all them. So it's Albert Shivers, Ink Studies, Women in Black and White. That's what they called my little section.
You didn't title your theme? Your
They
collection?
didn't.
It wasn't
They
a question.
didn't ask
Yeah.
me to. Yeah.
We'll title your collection.
Yeah. So that's what they called it. And okay, cool. And which is, it's factual. But here we go. So Albert has been showing his work for the past few years in different galleries and events. Well, grammar. In addition to his works in pen and ink,
There's a typo too.
yeah, he produces fascinating collages, obscure cartoon illustrations, jazz artists, and as his own artists podcast called Planet Shivers. Hey!
Yay.
All right, here's the juice. Here's the juice. These pieces depicted in black and white of women in moods are just the tip of the iceberg for Albert. Some say they are a bit controversial, unusual, indifferent, and odd. But they have substance, dark composition, and a particular flair that attracts one's mind through visual definition, as all his work provides. As gallerists, we find Albert's pieces and views on art extremely interesting on very delicate issues and hope he continues moving forward on his endeavors. So, I want to go back to...
The controversial?
Some say they are a bit controversial, unusual, indifferent, and odd.
The
like, what the
indifferent is so... It doesn't go with anything else. So it's like, who the fuck said it?
Like, I can be indifferent.
Are your pieces indifferent?
I feel like indifferent is something that is kind of direct. Like, you can't be indifferent over nothing. You have to be indifferent over something.
Right.
Or some in general thing. I'm not political with my art. That could be construed as indifferent.
Oh, what's that? But then there's controversial.
Right. Well, I mean, there's...
Some of
I
it's
think
kind of racy, yeah.
Well,
I get racy definitely, and there's the they see. Okay, here's the thing.
I always forget titties are a sensitive
it's
subject.
No, it's and they are, but
Just like,
You're not jabbing at anything. You know?
I'm not particularly
Right.
jabbing anything. Now, these people had a specific issue with one of my pieces of art that I didn't think of until right now.
oh shit.
That could be controversial and unusual.
Excuse me. What piece was it?
So, do you recall that I did the ink portrait of the girl shooting herself?
Yeah.
Well, and I want to do that again in my new way of doing things, but I took a picture of that and posted it on Facebook. And it also started like a Facebook fight over it, because somebody, it doesn't need to be named, but one girl thought it should be taken down, and then I had David, Big David, Courtney, and Jennifer all come to my defense. I didn't even know. But it was just a big, like, argument. So they were very weird about that piece of art. That could be something.
That's... It doesn't promote suicide. That's the only thing I could think of people being upset about.
Right.
So that's, if anything, it's suicide awareness.
Yeah, I think, like, I'm content with all these. They're just curious to me.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Like, I'm not upset.
No,
I'm indifferent to them, really.
You're
That's-
indifferent, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder who they were thinking about. I mean, it's a blanket statement, you know, just the sum.
Yeah.
But yeah, at a certain level, it's like, are they just like kind of flipping through the thesaurus looking for like just words to put there?
Yeah.
It's like,
That's honestly, like, that's how it feels a little bit. Where it's just like, do they not know what words to use? Some say, but it's...
Some
but it's-
say.
it's-
That's the other thing, like, who is some?
Who are these some of people?
Yeah. But it amused me. And the show went very well.
Good. That's the important part.
Yeah, the show went great. There was interest in the art. it kind of made me want to work bigger, more. Like, everyone really loved the big 40 by 60 drawing.
They're great.
Yeah, so I'm going to do more of those.
Yeah.
And if people are into it, then I'm going to continue to do it.
Island Patio of Staten Island has one of the largest selections of casual furniture, gas barbecues, swimming pools, and supplies in the New York area, all at the guaranteed lowest prices. Take this 5-piece dining set for only $229, or this cushion dining group for only $359, and this European design with 4 reclining chairs and 79-inch table for only $499, cushions included. Island Patio on Arthur Kill Road, Staten Island, 1/2 mile from the Outer Bridge Crossing.
I did a show in Staten Island. You were there.
Oh, yeah.
So you remember the woman who purchased the Piano Woman piece? She was
I think so.
Blonde lady.
Yeah.
So she is working on a book about Lizzie Borden. So I'm going to do like a new like drippy ink thing, which will be awesome, of Lizzie Borden.
I'm already picturing like things that you're going to do. It's
going to be awesome. I'm very excited, and it's just one more like little tie to Staten Island, which is cool. It'll first hit on Staten Island in New York, which is kind of cool, close to my heart.
Yeah. If your
Probably
illustration's going to be in it, I want to be there.
Yeah, I'll let you know what the deal is with it.
Yes,
I don't know if there's going to be like a event or anything for
A
it,
book release. Yeah. I would think there
or
would
if the
be.
book will just come out. But either way, I'll let you know. We could all pilgrim to Staten Island. I've never brought you down there, right?
No, you did not.
Okay, I have to.
I mean, I've been to New York a bunch of times, but it's never been with you.
Never been with me, and we never went to Staten Island. You never got the tour.
No.
Isaac got the tour of the old neighborhood.
The fuck?
He was with me.
Cool. Yeah.
This was the same.
I didn't like plan it like we're gonna go without Gillian.
Well, this was the same shit with the venturing into like the abandoned places, and you guys already went. I was like, Albert, what the fuck?
You weren't around here then.
I'm never around. You have to. You have to
gotta
let
be
me
around.
know. I don't live here anymore.
Yeah. There was that one place on Staten Island. I'm not sure if it...
The insane asylum, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the one that like everyone's kind of that it's got the weird sort of myths about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a pretty
Penhurst is
big...
near Philly, right?
What's that?
Penhurst.
I think so.
Okay.
There's also abandoned highways.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
On Staten Island.
Yeah.
So
Wait, did you not take him?
we didn't because we
Well,
went.
we got to do a haunted Staten Island trip.
Okay, that we could do
Alright.
because
Yeah.
when we went down, we had to go right to the art show. And by the time we got out, it was dark. We were both hungry.
Yeah, not the same
So I
experience.
took Isaac like down my old block and like past some of my schools, and then we went on the highway.
Oh, gotcha.
But if we go down there like during the day and just spend a day, because one of the guys who hung around at my house, Hollins, we're gonna call him, his father was an engineer, and his father built these abandoned highways in Staten Island.
Wow.
And they were meant to be an extension of the Staten Island Expressway as the island got more populated. But for whatever like infrastructural reasons, they couldn't finish it. So it's like half a highway. But I've been on it like as a kid. Patrick and I would go there. So it's awesome because Staten Island is one of, I think it's like the, but I don't want to say the because I'm not sure. But it's one of the highest points on the eastern coast. Like within a certain amount of miles from ocean.
Yeah.
Toad Hill is the highest point. And so Staten Island is very hilly. And part of the abandoned highway, like you walk up it and then you go off of it onto trails. And you're standing like on top of this little mountain.
Oh, wow.
And you could see like the skyline over here. And then like Staten Island's a weird
beautiful.
place because it was very rural very recently.
Almost like when you were living there, like there were
After.
traces.
Probably
A little after.
before that, but
Yeah.
like to give you an example, when my father was young, Staten Island looked like your area, like Cresco.
Mhm.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
There were horses, like there were farms and horse ranches. Southern Staten Island still has a little bit of that, but once they built the bridges from the other boroughs,
Yeah.
and it was easier to commute, people started to move from Brooklyn, from the Bronx, from the other boroughs to Staten Island.
Right.
My mother was from Queens, so she always called herself an import. So there are a lot of people, now the way it is here, where you can't help but run into somebody from somewhere else. That's how Staten Island was. By the time I was born, it was way more city-ish.
Yeah.
But now it's even more built up. But we could definitely do a Haunted Staten Island tour.
Yeah.
That's where Cropsey is from.
Oh, yeah.
Cropsey is like one of the...
Yeah.
You know about it.
A little bit, yeah. I'm trying to remember.
He's like a very famous... He was a child molester in real life. And... Which is a weird way to say that. But he'd get caught, and they'd get him, and he'd escape. So nobody really knows. It's very folklore-ish. And Patrick and I got chased by a possible molester. And we always felt it looked like that guy. It looked like Cropsey guy.
Oh my god, you almost became a victim.
Almost became a victim, but it was smart thinking on our feet. I've told this on the podcast before, but I'll tell it again. My mother sent us to the deli to buy bread. Mm-hmm. We go to the deli, we get the bread, we're walking back, and this little dude is walking towards us on the sidewalk. So he walks towards us, and we split him. We each go around him, and he gets like 6-7 feet behind us, and he turns around, and he's following us now. So like Patrick and I both like look at each other, and we both speed up. He speeds up. We speed up again. He speeds up. So now we know, like, this is weird now. So then I just like blurt out like, "Last one in the house, a rotten egg," and we like the road runner. We just pew, and we both took off running. Crashed into the house with the bread still, and my mother was like, "What's the matter?" I was like, "Here's a guy, a weird guy. He's after us." And like she didn't, there was nobody, so she's like, "Ah." Man. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, like did that seem like at all paranormal, or like did you get a weird sort of vibe? Like, did it feel like it was a real person, so to speak? Like, did he make sound or?
Didn't make any sounds.
That's weird, yeah, like footsteps.
I mean, it felt. See, I would say it felt weird just because it was weird.
Yeah, that's just.
Like it was weird that a dude like passed us and then turned right around, and then started following us like that. So that's where we didn't feel anything paranormal because we were just weirded out.
And
by the situation.
Fight or flight response. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And one of the places he said to haunt is the abandoned Staten Island Insane Asylum. Oh. So that's like, it's one of like the peak places in that area to like explore.
Explore the ghost of a child molester.
It's super, like, there are like Urbex YouTubers who've gone there.
Did they feel something in inappropriate places?
Did they diddle them?
Yeah,
from something that wasn't there?
Yeah.
Molesting ghosts.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's not bad enough.
It sounds like people are intentionally seeking out like a horny ghost.
Yeah. I like with those kind of like YouTube channels, I don't entirely trust them.
No.
So I like to see things for myself.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's the deal with that. I should do a Lizzie Borden, and I should do Cropsey. But to be honest, looking at his picture does freak me out. Because that is how I remember the guy.
Oh, that would be weird. Yeah, like contriving it from your own self.
This conversation is worse than when you introduced me to Albert Fish.
No, well, he's just as bad. But he was a cannibal, too.
I would think worse.
He molested, then he ate.
Yeah, nobody talks about that guy.
No.
Nobody.
Although, this is like a long, it's probably not still there. When Tumblr was like a big thing. Like when Tumblr
before they got shut down.
Was a big deal. Well, they're still around.
Well, so what I mean by that is like they're basically like dead to me because they went all like censorship.
So when Tumblr was a thing, when it was a big deal, and I had one for my art, for whatever reason one day I typed Albert Fish into like the Tumblr search thing.
We were there. I remember this now. I remember you showing me your Tumblr and doing the thing.
Mit Stagex, der Schömecke Cleanser, schwenkt der Hub den Schmutz and drain.
Well, wasn't that also part of the time when you were doing, is that Edward Gorey? When you were doing the pictures?
The mural down? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right around the same time.
Is that another serial killer?
Edward Gorey was an artist.
Oh,
An illustrator, yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, Ma's Cup, the white one with the little vampire on it?
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Edward Gorey.
Like
that's his art. Yeah.
It is awful because every once in a while it does sound like someone who's a serial killer.
I was
like
that'd
the
be a
name
convenient
just sounds
name.
like
It would, yeah.
It's a serial killer name.
The other Tumblr page that would pop up was a Tumblr, and if I'm lying, may something come grab me. It was a Tumblr page, because then Tumblr was like uncensored.
Yeah, which was beautiful.
Okay? It was a Tumblr page of anal sex gifs. But sprinkled in were like little dedications to this dude's mother who died. He's like, Mom, I miss you, love you, think of you every day. And you scroll and it's just like a fist.
What the fuck?
It was so disturbing
The combination.
that like I couldn't, like I should have like screenshotted it just to preserve it. It's gone now.
It has to be gone.
So, what were you saying?
Whatever. Yeah, just mumbling. Yeah.
So, I found. I need to tell you particularly this story because I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Okay.
Isaac, I think he's heard it. But I was at the store the other day. I was at this store the other day. And I fell in love at this store. But it's like not a good thing, but I did. So I'm walking in and I notice there's like this running SUV outside the store. There's a girl probably around our age standing outside with a cigarette. You've seen Fallen Kingdom, the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, right?
The movie.
The last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Good.
I was thinking, like, didn't we watch it together?
I don't think so. I went into the movies. I remember because I hated being in the movies.
Yeah, I love it.
But I didn't.
I miss going to the movies.
Yeah, I finally figured out why. But I don't like sitting in a giant dark room with a bunch of strangers with my back to the door.
That makes perfect sense.
And I finally figured out why.
There it is.
That's
Yeah.
understandable, though.
But I did see that in the movie theater because I really wanted to see it. But remember the girl Zoe, she was the scientist girl with the glasses.
Not the lead girl.
Not Bryce Dallas Howard. This girl.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about her.
So
Yeah, check that out. Yeah.
she looked very much like her. Not to get off topic, but she looked very much like her.
All right. Yeah.
And she had on like this tan crop toppy t-shirt with like blue jeans on. I didn't see her shoes at the time. I walk in, I'm like, wow, she looks really cool. Smoking a cigarette, that's awesome. I go in.
I'm for that.
I go in, I sit down. She comes in. And I'm watching her walk across the room. She has on her jeans or capris.
Okay.
And she has like what looked to be like brand new Timberlands on. Okay?
Beautiful.
Above her right Timberland is a big house arrest ankle bracelet.
Oh my god.
But she doesn't even care. Like, she could have put on longer pants. She could have covered it up. She's like, nope.
I'm
It was out. So she gives her ID to the woman and she asks where the restroom is. Now, I am not sitting close to the restroom, okay?
Okay.
I'm like from here to like the wall from the restroom, all right? So I'm just about taken by her already. She's smoking cigarettes. She looks very cute. She's a criminal. I'm already in.
She's a rebel.
So she goes in the bathroom and proceeds to take the loudest piss. And I'm like, that's it. I'm in love now.
Fantasizing about
That's
golden
my wife in there.
showers.
But then it's like she unloaded a super soaker into the toilet. Like, I'm telling you, it was like racehorse level.
Loud and long.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you. So then I had to like do all this like self-reflection. But then I'm in the car and now I'm thinking like, wait a minute, like, why did that do it for me? Why was that the thing? And then I'm like, am I into that? And like, I thought about it. I confronted it and I'm like, I'm not though. I don't want to, like, no, I don't want to be peed on. So, okay, we've cleared that hurdle. So I think it was just her just how much she didn't give a shit. Like, just that, like, yep.
Oh no, she gave a piss, not a shit.
Right. Like, just her not caredness is what made me fall for her. So
You're attracted to chicks.
if our paths cross again, I'll know it's meant to be.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're talking in such a tiny town where that's inevitable.
Yeah,
Maybe,
there's only,
but
there's definitely under like 1,000 people I think that go in there. Maybe not.
Yeah, well, Strasbourg, only because I looked it up this morning, Strasbourg's population is just over 5,000 people.
It's a small ass fucking town.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
In contrast, East Stroudsburg is 10,000.
Holy fuck.
There it is, yeah. Yep.
Because
of the college kids?
Not necessarily the college kids, but East Stroudsburg has like a lot of like land tentacles. And it's bigger.
Little cul-de-sacs.
I didn't think it was bigger.
It's bigger in its geography than Stroudsburg is.
Gotcha.
So, 15,000. It's easy to combine the two.
Okay.
But still, but who knows? But I'll never forget her.
You could draw her.
Yeah, never know who's going to show up.
In your question of your taste in golden showers.
Yeah, I could write on Craigslist, there's those misconnections things.
I was like, I saw you. You looked really pretty.
I see you. You look really pretty with your ankle bracelet. And you took a really loud piss in the bathroom.
Just like the Escape song.
Wow.
You like Pina Coladas? I still can't believe that song. I still can't fucking believe it.
What can't you believe?
That, like, how is this married couple totally okay with each other when they both put in ads attempting to have an affair?
Oh, yeah.
Like, all of a sudden you find out you literally met planning on it being someone other than your spouse to have an affair and cheat on your spouse, and when you find out it's your spouse, all of a sudden it's cool?
Yeah, it's like, you should be like,
it's like,
fuck you too.
No!
Yeah.
That's really shitty. It's like, wow, you're willing to cheat on me. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. So I don't know the lyrics very well. Is it explicitly saying, like, I am going to cheat? Or maybe it's an open relationship.
Okay.
What if it's like, we're
non-monogamous relationships are generally frowned upon, especially during when the song was written. But it's just,
right.
Well, I guess not especially.
But like cheating too, though, like cheating would be less frowned upon then. With that logic, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's actually kind of true. But think about it. Like, there was no indication or no notion anywhere that the other spouse was totally cool.
That's true.
With their partner putting it out in the paper looking for somebody else.
Right.
You just gotta hope that a long, heartfelt talk about it then, or something. I don't know.
There's gotta be a part 2 of the Escape song.
Yeah.
We need to know what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because that song brings up another topic that I've been on about recently, which is yacht rock.
What is it?
Yacht rock.
The fuck is yacht rock?
Yacht rock is like that song and songs like soft rock from that time period. So Pina Coladas, Dancing in the Moonlight. What's this song? You're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Brandy.
Such a fine girl.
Yeah. The other one, What a Fool Believes, or Doobie Brothers. That song is all. So you have like this subculture of hipsters.
I kind of feel like Elton John would belong in there.
He could. Certain songs. They're a very specific group.
Yeah.
It's this subgenre, like hipsters who found this music. They dress in like hipstery, like yacht clothes, and they have these shows, and they cover or write songs similar to that little genre of music from the 70s.
That's actually...
It's called yacht rock.
Interesting. Huh.
It's a fun little beach. Or
But
whatever,
yeah, but that...
Making money.
That's like one of their main tunes.
That's
Is Pina Coladas.
Right to me and escape.
Yeah. Do you know who did that?
Oh, fuck. I was actually quizzed on this once.
That's funny. Sometimes people just run with a song and just totally forget. Like, it just doesn't even matter. This is not like a... Oh, who knows?
Rupert Holmes.
Oh, that was not going to be my guess.
No.
I was thinking like Kenny Loggins for some reason, but...
Oh, God, no.
He's pretty wretched.
My mom, didn't I tell you? I still have that VHS of Kenny Loggins in concert, like shortly after he came out with Pooh Corner.
What is Pooh Corner?
Like, don't think of shit. Think of Pooh Bear. Like, the little
What?
bear.
Oh, the bear!
Yes! You're immediately going to just, like, we went from golden showers to scat play, and it's like, dude, we're not even talking about...
Wait,
See, but you know all the lingo, though. See, I never heard scat play before.
Oh.
So you know the lingo.
But yeah, so it's just like, well,
Well, what do you
it comes with
expect,
the
like,
job. It comes with the territory.
Where do you expect my mind to go?
To
Pooh Corner sounds
Winnie
like
the Pooh.
something that like a bunch of prisoners of war had to establish.
Like those from the Holocaust that were stuck in those like tiny spaces. They had to create a little squat corner.
Public fountain / bathing center. Yeah.
And podcast canceled.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I went pure.
He did.
Innocent.
So Kenny Loggins did something with Winnie the Pooh then.
I guess. I mean, that's the only like Winnie the Pooh related song, but that's why my mom got it for me, because when I was like a little girl I was into Winnie the Pooh a lot, and like so this guy made the song Pooh Corner, and like she got me the whole concert. It was bad.
Wait,
I'm still fucking lost up. He like wrote a song or a concert about Winnie the Pooh, who's just happens to be on a street corner, or wait.
I feel like this was such an embarrassing part of Kenny Loggins' life that everybody just like forgot it ever existed.
He wrote one song,
and I will never let it die. Yes,
it was one tune.
It's one song, and it's just like
if you play it, we can't keep it in.
No, you're gonna have to cut it out. And I'm just saying, like, you guys are fucking killing me, man. See, that's even what it looked like. It's like the fucking Thomas Kincaid painting shit. Like,
okay.
And he's reflecting himself as a little boy in the fucking pond. Like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, so he's
I'm
apparently
like Christopher Robin.
Well, that's it. Like, apparently he's like channeling like Christopher Robin, and it's just like
it's a little fucking weird.
You guys are fucking killing me.
Country's a wide genre. It would seem.
Barbasol, ihr darf dem Röschchen safe mitnehmen, schäft wiffen sich allein. Barbasol, oh, Barbasol.
I think it's really sad that he's trying so hard to channel Kurt Cobain in this video. It just makes it even worse.
It's just some dudes thinking about Winnie the Pooh, you know?
Yes. Right back to the woods.
Yeah,
I had no idea this even existed. This is like yacht country or country yacht.
Yeah, no, this is
pontoon.
This is right in there. And this is the concert you have on
VHS.
Loggins. But this is the concert you have on VHS.
No, he doesn't look like trying to be Kurt Cobain in the concert
Wait.
VHS that I have.
Is that? Oh, okay, I thought that other guy was somebody I knew.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it's just like that makes it even more uncomfortable that he's trying to channel Kurt Cobain. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What
Weird,
the
very
fuck is
weird.
this shit? Stop. Yeah,
we
really don't need to finish.
We
that.
don't. Yeah, we got the point. Point taken.
Yes, that is Kenny Loggins. Fucking Danger Zone, Footloose, all that fucking shit. No.
Winnie the Pooh.
Pooh Corner.
Yeah, that would totally fit in the realm of yacht rock.
That's what.
Completely.
There it is. Yeah. You know that was pretty much the Lewis's. You know, the supermarket. I was at. That was like. You mentioned it. Pretty much almost like 90% of what they played was just yacht rock all day long. It was like it's kind of partially the reason I quit. I think in the end, but I don't know. Well, that's like that with a lot of jobs too. You know.
Yeah. If you care about music, it's hard to sit through.
It's just
radio.
Another thing that's like, if I don't have to do this, that would be really cool.
Joe en Paul, dat står af fargeniken, brabberilla Joe en Paul, dat weet je bully kriegen, brabberilla zoet, a koud, a gieten zolle perfect, a feten daftier, kuiven, nor bij Joe en Paul.
Arabic music from the 30s, some of it is like melodic, but there's also a lot of it was meant ceremonially.
Nice, yeah.
20s and 30s Arabic music is weird.
Like what the Sufis would just like trip out to for like 12 hours and singing about shit. That's crazy. Yeah.
There's this dude, John Hennigan, does a podcast of old records, and that's where I heard it from. And he played a bunch of them. Because I think Crumb, he was hanging out with Crumb.
Ah, okay.
And Crumb has a big record collection. And I think the records were Crumb's records. The artists.
Yeah, Victor Crumb.
Yeah. Who?
Not Victor Crumb.
Not Victor.
Not Victor.
Robert. Yeah.
Shit. Sorry.
Victor Crumb sounds like a good name though.
Was that was that a brother of Art Crumb? Was that one?
I think it was Charles.
He was like
that was the one who had
crazy
schizophrenia, right?
Yeah. Then there was I think Max was the other one.
Oh, yes.
Who sat on the bed of nails.
The weird yogi dude, yeah.
You don't know who Victor Crumb is?
Who?
Fucking Harry Potter.
Wait, what?
That's a character from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
You want to know how fun my memory is? Like that's.
Wow. Oh, and it's spelled all weird.
Which is funny because I was picturing the Crumb that you were talking about, like his artwork in my head,
the Russian
with
dude,
that name.
That's funny.
Oh,
well, you weren't totally wrong though. Like you had.
I had the
crumb in your head.
Yeah.
You got your crumbs mixed up.
Oh, a fictional Crumb. This is why, like, I tell people all the time, I am terrible with names.
Yeah, you have to just like repeat the name in your head a million times, or come up with a funny reference to the name.
Yes, I did read that. Yeah, that helps with people remembering names, making associations.
Yeah, well, I'll give people like imaginary products.
What's mine?
Well, I know your name.
Oh, okay.
If I meet somebody, hi, George, this is Albert, George is bug spray. And by doing that, I'll remember his name.
That's crazy. But then you're forever going to associate him with bug spray.
Yeah, but George doesn't know that.
That's what I was saying. Like, when you first met me, did you do this?
I wasn't doing that then.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, well, but what helped with me is when I met you, your name was written on a piece of paper.
This is true.
So I knew it.
That was easier.
I am a mechanical learner.
Yeah.
It helps if I write things down.
Same. Yeah, when I write things, I better remember it.
So yeah, that's how I remembered your name, was because I had it written. There we go.
Right.
There, and the rest is history. Well, folks, what a podcast. Thank you so much for listening. You can find Gillian on Instagram at BabyVooDoll. That's BabyVooDoll. You can find Isaac on Instagram at when_in_zen. And me, yours truly, Albert, on Instagram at Albert Shivers. Go check it out. See what's going on. Don't forget, you can now see my artwork at the Gamut Art Gallery in Strasbourg till the end of June. How exciting. And my art is going to be featured at the Create and Be Art Studio, also in Strasbourg, for their Pride show. I'm going to have some art there. That opening reception, I believe, is June 5th, but you can find all that information if you look up Create and Be Studio anywhere on the internet. Thank you again so much for listening to this episode of the Planet Shivers podcast. You could find this episode and more on all major podcast platforms and YouTube with a little bit of video. Nothing crazy, but just something to look at while you're listening and doing whatever else you're doing. This version of Escape is being brought to you by Chloe Carden Stewart on saxophone. Enjoy the rest of it, and we'll see you on the next episode. It's going to be a good one. Thanks again for listening.